You're in trouble politically, given the results.
They still were not able to overcome our base, which did not come out fully.
You ended up with 285,000 votes. They came out with about 305,000.
But they still were not able to overturn the structure of the local government in terms of the number of seats won.
But again, they defeated you on the number of seats.
So
they're at 113.
No, in the terms of...
What's up, Jamaicans? What's up, Africa? Wherever you are, I'm greeting in the name of Jesus Christ. Now, I want to talk about this interview where Andrew Holness is being interviewed with OJ First, who is trying to ask Andrew Holness about her current position in the local government. And you also have to know that in this, you'll find that this Andrew Holness was defeated by the other party. Andrew Holness had 285,000, another party has 305,000. So I want you to listen to this about this election and speaks. You'll be speaking about the election and even the budget for Jamaicans, which is present by the finance minister Nigel Clark, who is being accused as one of the elite 6-1. So guys, I will see you at the end of the video. Listen to this video, then I hope it will be very, very great impact to you.
You're in trouble politically, given the results. Yes, the opposition came out of those elections stronger. Yes, are we likely to see a budget that reflects what you dubbed here this evening and before a caring economy?
So let's deal with a couple of things. The opposition thinks they're stronger. The opposition base came out. They still were not able to overcome our base, which did not come out fully.
You ended up with 285,000 votes. They came out with about 305,000.
But they still were not able to overturn the structure of the local government in terms of the number of seats won.
But again, they defeated you on the number of seats.
So
they're at 113.
No, in the terms of the number of councils, which is really the measure of the victory of the local government.
Yes.
So the issue is
you underperformed.
Nobody disputes that our base did not come out. That is clear. And there are many issues which could have contributed to that. As I've said, frustration, grievances, all kinds of issues. And those have to be properly analyzed. In any event, even if we didn't have a local government election going into a general election, we would have had to analyze what the current state of play is. You now have the best poll in the local government to tell you.
Actual votes.
Actual votes, to tell you where you are and what you need to do. So in a way, it is a kind of blessing in disguise for us to have this, really good lay of the land established. So
it's a wake-up call for you and your administration.
I think it is. We knew this was the situation.
Oh,
so
you knew.
we knew this was the situation.
Oh,
so
you knew.
The issue now is how do we increase the pace of delivery? Most Jamaicans will say that the government has done well. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
The people dying in the Mandeville hospital. I go there in December and we have to take my brother-in-law from the hospital and ship him to America. If it wasn't America, what happened to the poor people who can't buy a ticket to come to America when they are sick? Mr. Health Minister, time for you go. I beg South Central Israel people, stand up for the right. We now sell out the land. We now sell out the land to those shiny people. People walk out touch land, but them are called half price. We don't go there.
The issue is the pace of delivery. How do we get it to the people who have not yet benefited in the society?
And that will speak to the capacity of the public service to deliver.
So if you notice, we started the year with a mantra. I said, this year we have to focus on peace and productivity. I think we're making some ways towards peace. The productivity issue has not really been fully addressed. So the public sector has a very important role in the ability of the government to deliver. And so the wage issues are still a concern, but we still have to get to performance management if we're going to be able to increase the pace of delivery.
I noticed the budget this year has moved by 30% over last year, from just over 1 trillion to 1.3 trillion.
Well, that's the point I've been making, that we have an economy that is producing increased revenues. And I'm not saying that this is going to always be the case. We have to keep on managing the economy, which is why, look, I went out very hard for a local government election because we have been at this juncture in our history before where we had the economy turning around, and then because of frustration, fatigue, the electorate, the political
1989, February
you are the student of politics.
Yes.
The electorate made a decision, and then we got in a lull for 18 years. And it's, if people are quarreling about water and roads, really reflected on it, it is now that we are in a position to be able to deliver, to be able to truly address the problem. We have never had a program like the Spark program. The other programs, say Mid-P or JDIP, these are funds that we had to borrow. This is the first time we're able to take from our budget and say we're going to deliver. And that is being done.
So for the people watching you
yes.
this evening, next month when the budget...
Look, why do you want me to tell you what my budget speech is right here?
Well, give me the
give him the budget speech will be read on the 21st.
And there will be...
I've been saying it. We have to build a caring economy. We knew this. This has been my statement long before. The frustrations are real. When you go across Jamaica, there are two stark things now. You're seeing lovely highways being built, but you're also seeing some terrible roads. That juxtaposition must create a sense of, the inequity and am I going to be left behind?
Yeah.
People may not believe government when we say, listen, it's coming to you. And in a competitive political atmosphere, it is good fodder for an opposition to utilize. We know this.
I'm getting the wrap-up signal.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, did you fire Warmington, or you demanded his resignation, or what?
This
what
question
happened?
keeps coming up. In our Westminster system, once the Prime Minister, whoever the Prime Minister is, says, come, let's talk, you know what the position is. Our protocol, our convention is that once you're called in, you say, Prime Minister, I offer. You don't wait until somebody says you're fired.
And under that convention, it's a firing, it's a dismissal on the Westminster.
Look, Everard is someone who has worked very hard in the party. Everard is known for his outlandish comments. I spoke with him. He's regretful. He sees the difficulty that it posed for the party. And in a deep discussion with him, he explained that... Today, yes. And yesterday as well, which was a result of his press release.
Fired. That's admission from the controversial Member of Parliament, Everard Warmington.
In an exclusive interview with TVJ's Kalisha Williams, he revealed that Prime Minister Andrew Holness was forced not only by civil society but members of the Holness cabinet to fire him.
He explained, what happened and what led him to it, but as a minister, I think he understood.
You had one too many from him.
As a minister.
Yeah.
You have to
be
very careful about your statements.
Confidence in him,
as a minister, he has to be very careful about his statement.
You had lost confidence in him, didn't you?
As a minister,
yes.
I think as any minister, they have to be very careful about their statements.
Are you going to be retooling Belmont Road now?
Belmont Road, the retooling had started long before, but it definitely needs to be intensified. Yeah. So, me, I'm a very frank person. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Our supporters know, and the Jamaica Labour Party supporters are our greatest critics. If they don't feel comfortable, they are not going to vote in a fanatic way.
And they did not come out.
Precisely.
120,000 of
So
them.
they hold us to account, and
Yes.
they are sending us an early message to pull up our socks and
Yes.
get our show on the road.
But you work like a dog. Oh, you campaign.
Could
like
you
a
say
dog.
like I
You
work
work
like
hard.
I did.
Yeah? In Gale at 2 o'clock in the morning and end up losing it? That's hard.
It's hard.
Thank you,
But we
Prime
worked.
Minister. Thank you. You tried. Thank you very much. That's the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
The reason why I'm posting this, I also want to tell you that even in our country, Kenya, we have incompetent leaders who usually give faith talks too much, and there's no actions which it displays. Like there's a little action from the government, and that's also something that I'm seeing it in Jamaicans. And guys, I didn't mean bad to just do this. I'm just trying to compare these two countries with my country, Kenya, because I have seen a lot which is happening about the Jamaicans and even the Kenyans. Like there's a lot of complaints from the government, from these both two governments administration. Now, in Jamaica, you'll find that these people don't have multi-party parties. They only have two parties. And in Kenya, we have a lot of parties. So that's also one of the things that is really giving a disadvantage in Jamaica. Like they only have GLP and PNP. So, what do you think about this? Is democracy? Do we need to go to this point where we only select one leader who can rule forever? Or what do you think about that? We have different leaders trying to push forward the country ahead. Like you can see that in Jamaica there's a lot of complaints, more so from the people from middle class and even the lower class, who have always complained about these incompetent leaders. And it's also the same thing here in Kenya. Imagine we are being taxed bread, we are being promised things left and right and center, and yet these things are not happening. So what is really happening among these governments? The funny part is that these people will not do their work well. They will steal money from the people's taxes, and when it comes to general election, they will try to show you a few of the projects that they tried to complete. And it is also something that is also happening in Kenya. Like we are just waiting for 2027 so that we can see these people what they did, because right now in our government in Kenya, a lot of leaders are becoming rich. Like there's someone who was campaigning and had only one a Toyota car. Right now they are riding vehicles which are up to $20 million, even let's say $35,000 or $100,000. Like there's a lot of stealing in these both governments, and that is something that I've seen happening in these two governments. Now let's see what really happened. Like, am I talking nonsense, or I'm trying to talk about things which are not in existence? Like in these governments there's been a lot. Like right now, a lot of politicians are becoming rich. You can see them flexing watches, shoes, expensive, which are going up to $37,000. And yet, they promise citizens that they are going to, even to a lower level, they are going to raise their living standard, and even make them become at least middle class. Like for example, in the mama mbogas, the people who sell in stalls, and even the bodaboda, the people who ride motorbikes, who transport people, they were promised a lot, and these people currently are being disappointed. Now I want you to listen to these some of the comments that I had from this. Yes, you'll find that it can't be that he lost a fair, and these are the people who are saying that he lost a fair and square election, that is not accepting defeat because he ended up with 285,000 votes and the PNP ended up with 305,000 votes. So you need to accept that I lost, and his party is in serious trouble because it underperformed, and that the people, majority of the Jamaicans are not putting their faith in him. Now, this is just a simple thing that it is the administration is not pleased. The Jamaicans are not pleased with this administration because of incompetence in every single sector of the government. So these are facts, and that's why you'll find that he's trying to dodge the questions. So he did not answer. He was only generalizing things that he was being asked. If you are someone who has been carefully listening to this video, that he was asked things, did you fire Warmington? And it was simple yes or no, but he lied, saying that to cite the question like he was playing dodging, he was trying to dodge this question. So why could he be straightforward? This man lied until he started believing his own lie. So these are the people who are trying to give out their views about this interview. Like he was trying to dodge a lot of the questions which was being asked. Like this of Warmington. He said that he was not sacked. And to be true, the Warmington said that he was sacked. He was sacked actually by the members of GLP. Now there's someone who also say that Andrew Holness is spectacularly on is a stupid spectacularly on display. Like it is so defensive on top of all of it. Like is an incompetent administration to be beaten by the opposition party, even at a lower vote turnover situation. Like this demonstrates that his party would have been wiped out clean had it been a general election. So, and he's talking about and you're talking about your base, Eureka. That is your base that came out in block. So learn, digest and whip. So remember, this is a prime minister that had no clue of what was municipality and the number that existed. But asked him about the money in an HT account and he could tell you in a flash. And what will it take for the prime minister to answer at least one question? Nigel, learn from him. So Andrew Holness is so deceptive that he behaves like a ostrich and even deceives himself. He's like the one that is in invisible suit. And Andrew Holness is backstabbing the citizens of Jamaicans. Jamaicans here is a trait and a hypocrite to him that people down there get rid of them, Jamaica. So for future in Jamaicans. So these are people who are talking about this, who are saying that a lot of people are generalizing by saying that Andrew Holness is very, very incompetent and his administration, a lot of Jamaicans are not putting their faith in. And guys, these are the videos that I've been seeing a lot online about these Jamaicans current, is it about to happen, the current generation election. So this is not a current general election, but it is just a local voters. So I hope this also helps. So there are a lot of people who are saying that this guy is not very, very incompetent. And what do you think about this?